So in terms of zAgileConnect then, there are some key value propositions that in terms of its features that it provides across these different categories. So for example, in collaboration, we provide the ability for you to exchange comments with JIRA, exchange attachments with JIRA, and then also share case-related information with JIRA. Those things could be, for example, case priority, case status, or any other attributes like environment, account type, account SLA, any information that you feel would be relevant to product engineering teams to help them both resolve, prioritize, and then, of course, resolve the issue. Then there is tracking. Obviously, a lot of time is spent there. So it starts with creating an issue from Salesforce, being able to create an issue for a case that needs to be resolved within engineering, viewing the details within Salesforce, editing it. For example, you may want to provide some additional details within the issue for engineering teams. You may want to transition issue through workflow states. Typically, that would be either you close the issue because the case is closed, or you may want to reopen it because whatever the resolution was not acceptable by the customer. Tracking JIRA issue activity via chatter. So for example, we provide that interface so that you don't have to go to the case to see what's happening with JIRA issue. If any activity has occurred for that issue that you are interested in, it will show up within chatter. So if the issue was assigned or if work progress is stopped, then you can know that fairly quickly just within the chatter feed itself. And then reporting on case and issue metrics. I mean, that's really important because as you're resolving these cases, then it's important to know which ones are still within engineering, what is the aging for issue resolution within engineering, and so on. And then, of course, searching issues, relevant JIRA issues from within Salesforce. So you don't have to constantly go to JIRA to see if there's already some solutions or someone has reported a similar problem and so on. So those are the key areas where we are sort of mapping the features that we provide of zAgileConnect in this integration. So actually, let's then quickly move to the demo. So we'll start with a case. And one thing I also want to point out here is that zAgileConnect is one package in Salesforce that supports both JIRA Server and JIRA Cloud. So JIRA Server being if JIRA is that is hosted behind your firewall in the enterprise, and then JIRA Cloud is the JIRA instance that is hosted by Atlassian. So with the latest release of zAgileConnect, we now support both types of JIRA. So let's start here with a case. Let's assume that this case just came in and someone reported a problem and it has something to do with Windows service failing to start. And the case is assigned to me. So I could start first by just looking to see if there's already anything similar that exists in JIRA. So we provide you this ability to search very quickly. You can click on the button and it will take the case subject right here, and it will perform a search in JIRA and find issues that are similar. So I'm already looking at a number of different things that sort of look like they could be the same or related problem. And again, without having to go to JIRA, I can click on any issue and look at the details to see if it's something that may be pertinent to what was reported. So you can continue to look at these issues and see if there is any one or many that you want to follow. And rather than having to create a new issue, if there's already things that are reported in engineering, then you can just link those to the case. And at this point, if I were to refresh, you'll see a number of things. Oops. I need to go back. So if you refresh this, then you'll see both of the issues are linked to the case. And the attributes that you have chosen to bring into Salesforce are automatically brought in for each issue. So now you can see that they're not assigned. You know, they're bugs, and you can also see when they were created and so on. So that's the first part, is being able to search for existing problems that may be reported. Maybe they're fixed already and there's a resolution, or maybe engineering is still working on them. And you can link them, and you can start tracking them right here. Now, if you were to actually, you can also navigate to the issue. You can see the details. You can see, you know, which Salesforce cases it's related to. And then let's go back. Let's go to the issue in JIRA, and you'll see the converse, which is basically, now that a case has been linked to that issue, you can see that the case information has also been carried to the issue itself. So as an engineer, if I'm working on this problem, if I'm assigned this problem, then I can now immediately see that there is a case associated with it. And I can also see some additional details that the Salesforce team has chosen to share with me. So here, some of the additional attributes of case, the account, and maybe some information about the contact can be available if needed for me to help resolve this case. So you can see this bidirectional exchange that's happened here as I linked a case to a JIRA issue. And of course, the updates are real time. So anything that I change here, so for example, if I were to assign this issue to someone, then you will expect to see that update available to you here if you were to refresh this case. So now you can see that the issue has been assigned to someone already. So this is basically the one form of bidirectional link that you can establish with existing issues. If you already knew the issue ID, you could also just link directly to it rather than going through the search. Now, the other thing, of course, you can do is you can create a new issue. So if there's a case that comes in and you want to, you know that you want to actually submit that to engineering for resolution, then you can create a new issue. This will give you basically a quick create screen within Salesforce, within your Service Cloud environment. And here you'll see the default project is selected, although you can choose a different project if you want. A default issue type is selected, although others are also available to you. Summary and description are pre-filled, although they can be updated. And we also provide you with the ability to add additional fields if you need to fill in some other information. On this particular quick create screen, you will see all of the required fields that are needed. So based on what has been defined for that project and that issue type in JIRA, the required fields will be displayed here with the indicator. But there may be other optional fields that you need to also fill in. So for example, maybe you want to provide some information about the versions, or some due date or components or whatever. So you can fill in that information to as much as it's possible that would help engineering. And now you have created this issue. And we'll go to that issue first and see the engineering side. So here you can see, of course, the issue was created, and then version information, component information is there that we filled out when we created the issue from Salesforce. And then you can also see the case information is there automatically linked to the issue. Okay. Coming back into Salesforce itself, What are some of the other things that we allow you to do? For example, you can edit this issue. So if you need to provide some additional information, um, as time goes on, if engineering is requesting something, then you can fill in, for example, environment details or whatever that you want to paste here. So you can conveniently update the issue from within Salesforce. You can also, as I mentioned earlier, you can transition it. So if you want to close, I mean, this is really more important within the context of closing, reopening the issue um, from Salesforce. Closing if the case is closed, so engineering doesn't have to deal with it, or reopening it to make sure that they are aware that the resolution that they provided was not acceptable. So those capabilities are available here, and you can go and close the issue, provide some update on why you're closing it, and now you have the options of reopening. But as you continue to do that, you'll see, for example, within the context of the case, the updates are available to you. So here, this is the issue that we just created, and we've already resolved it, fixed, and if we want, we can go and, of course, edit this or reopen it, and so on. So some of the other things that I also want to point out is that here, one of the unique aspects of zAgileConnect in its integration with Salesforce and JIRA are that it supports many-to-many relationships. As you can see already, that this case now is linked to 3 different JIRA issues, and all of them are represented here. So it's very possible that you may do that from a case, because a problem that a customer is reporting could actually be split up into multiple solutions. Maybe there are multiple problems that they're reporting in one case. Or it's possible that engineering has decided to resolve it across multiple paths. So that's those are there are a number of scenarios that would suggest that you may want to share multiple JIRA issues within a case. Now, the converse is also possible. For example, SF Task 356, if we were to go to a different case and link it to the same issue. Now, if you go to the issue itself in JIRA, you'll see that it now will reflect both the cases that are associated with it. So this is also a fairly realistic scenario, because any particular issue that the engineering team is resolving could have multiple stakeholders. And so it's important to be able to reflect that so that engineering teams are aware of who the key constituents are of the problems that they're resolving. So both this many-to-many relationship is very, very unique to zAgileConnect and its integration with between Salesforce and JIRA. So now let's talk about some of the other things. Again, the fields that you're looking at here are configurable. So you can choose what you want to see, in the context of the issue itself in Salesforce. And the same thing applies here. What shows up here is also configurable from within Salesforce. So the things that you want to share with the engineering team will show up here. Now, some of the other things. So we also talk about collaboration. So let's talk about sharing comments. That's fairly easy. If you want to share comments with engineering, you can start with just a hashtag JIRA and then some comments. Customer is requesting an update. So because this case has only one related issue, if I do hashtag JIRA and post a comment, it will go to that particular issue automatically. If it had many issues associated with it, then I have the choice of either broadcasting that comment to all of them, or I can specify the issue ID in the hashtag. If I were to go to the issue here, for example, you'll see the comment, customers requesting an update. And then you'll also see the case ID and the logged in user who posted that comment, okay? So that's one way to share comments from Salesforce to JIRA. And then conversely, you would do the same thing here. You would say, hashtag Salesforce, and you can post some comment there, and it will automatically be submitted to one or all of the cases that are associated with this issue. In this situation, what we will do is to just say, actually, let's send it to only one case. And we will put the case ID or case number here and then post it. So it doesn't show up here because it wasn't sent to 1150. Although this is where we actually initiated it from, but it will show up here because it was sent from JIRA directly to 1152. So you'll see the comment from JIRA, and it flags the issue from which it was sent and the logged in user in JIRA who actually sent it. So that's basically a simple way of sharing comments. Also, some important things here to note: these comments are private. You can make it public if you want, if you have enabled access to customers directly to the case. However, by default, they are private. And as you know, as I mentioned earlier, they are explicit. Only if you put hashtag JIRA will the comment be posted to JIRA. Otherwise, it stays within Salesforce. So it's really up to the support agent as well as the engineer to decide whether or not they want to send comments to each other versus just have comments within the case or the issue that they're working on. Now let's move on to attachments. So similar to comments, we also provide the ability for you to share attachments back and forth. And in this, for this case, we already have a couple of files that are attached. So in order to share attachments, again, it's an explicit action. So you can select the issue to which you want to send the attachment. It could be one or more. And you click the send attachment button. Now this will give you the available attachments, the size. And if these attachments already existed in the issue itself, it will also give you the size in the issue so that you can know whether or not the same file was already sent there or not. And maybe you want to resend it. So in this case, we'll send the PDF. And you'll see that the attachment, whoops, you do not have permission to create attachment in this issue. Okay. That's a demo problem. So let me try from here to see if that would work. Because it's closed, sorry. JIRA will not allow you to send attachment to an issue that is closed, so that makes sense. Let's try it again. Okay, so that attachment was sent, and if we go to the issue, you'll see the attachment is there. And it'll be the same mechanism from here. I can attach a file to the issue, for example. And then what I would need to do is specify which case I want to send the attachment to. So let's pick this one. And again, here it will show you the same thing, because there are two attachments here. One which already exists in Salesforce, and it should because it came from there. And this one here, and what the size is. So I will choose to send this to Salesforce. So when you go to case, you will see the attachment sent. So we've covered basically how you can share comments, how you can share attachments. We've covered the fact that you can edit, link, create issues from within Salesforce. Now, let's talk about one of the new features that we've added is reporting. So to support reporting within Salesforce, we have now provided a couple of custom objects that will reflect the issue data that you want to see within Salesforce for reporting purposes. So the way that would work, you can basically create a new report. And within that, you will have this report type consisting of these custom objects: zIssue, zIssueSF, and case. So a relationship between the issue and case is represented here. And you create the report. Now it will basically give you the report issue key, the unique ID for that issue that is assigned in Salesforce, for the issue object, and then the case number. And of course, you can go and start, adding additional columns and so on. So this allows you the ability to basically start to create your own reports, specifically, particularly issues that are related to case and so on. So what is happening to an issue, and what is the status, for example, and so on and so forth. So this is something new that was introduced with Spring 2015 version of zAgileConnect. And all of the standard fields have been mapped from JIRA to Salesforce, although you still need to select which fields you would like to see populated. So all the fields are available here, but the data for in these fields is only going to be there if you choose that field to be copied to Salesforce. So it's really up to you to decide what you want to bring over from JIRA. And then it also supports custom fields from JIRA issues. And let's see, finally, I also want to show you one more feature, which is support for mobile devices. So if you use Salesforce 1, or if you're planning on using Salesforce 1, then we also now support related JIRA issue view within mobile devices. So it could be iOS or Android. And let me see if I can do a quick demo of that. So here, let's try, and we're looking at the same information, but we're looking at on an iPhone. So here you saw case 1152. So let's go and take a look at that case. This was the one that we had created the JIRA issues and linked to some of the issues. So you can see in the related section, you've got related JIRA issues, and this will show you the list of issues that are linked to the case, whether or not they were created or linked. And so now you can, from within your iOS device or within your Android device, you can view the issues that are associated with a case. You can view issue details, for example. Let's see. You can also, the workflow transitions are available here. You can close the issue if you wanted to. You can edit it. So we provide you with pretty much full functionality of viewing and managing issues within mobile devices in working with Salesforce One. Okay, so I think that is the demo itself. So let me now jump back to just summarizing. So why is zAgileConnect? I mean, what is the advantage? I mean, you've seen a number of things. First, there's real-time bidirectional update. So anything changes in case is reflected in JIRA automatically and vice versa, as you've seen. It's very support team focused. One of the things that I do want to emphasize is that the whole flow of zAgileConnect is really driven from support on to engineering. Support teams receive customer problems or customer tickets, they log them, and then they drive that into engineering for resolution. So everything is, from a feature perspective and also as a product evolves, is targeted to support teams. How is it that it can help them resolve customer issues rapidly? So that's the other uniqueness of zAgileConnect and its approach to this integration. It's very driven by the role that support teams play between customers and product engineering. And it's also fast and deep integration. Typically, getting it installed and configured takes about 45 minutes. It's very quick. As I mentioned earlier, and I've demonstrated, it supports this rich functionality or integration with many-to-many relationships, with exchanging of comments, attachments, reports. Um, and of course, also, as I pointed out earlier, one package for both Jira Cloud and server instances. So that's also very, very valuable from both sides, from us and also for our customers, because it's one product that's going to evolve and it will provide a consistent interface, consistent functionality, regardless of what Jira you're using. Um, Also, to sort of point out a couple of other things, as you start to evaluate this, for Jira Server, zAgileConnect consists of two components. So there's the Salesforce package, and then there's a Jira plugin, and the two need to communicate over HTTPS. So it's important to make sure that if you are going to be interested in it for your own hosted Jira, that it can communicate with Salesforce behind the firewall or through the firewall. And then for Jira Cloud, there is one additional component, which is the Connect app that is hosted by zAgile. So here you'll have also the zAgileConnect Salesforce package. And then within your Atlassian hosted Jira environment, you will install link to the Connect app, which provides this bidirectional exchange. zAgileConnect is on App Exchange, so this would be the place to start. And of course, the JIRA components are available in the Atlassian marketplace. And as I also pointed out earlier, it is available for 30-day evaluation. So download, try it. Please contact us if you need help with installation or configuration. And then we also engage from a services and support perspective for customization and training. So let me now move to questions. First, will this webinar be recorded? Yes, actually, it is recorded, and we will be posting it later today, and we'll send out the links. So the question is about integration of JIRA to Remedyforce. That is something that we will have to look into. We don't support the integration with Remedyforce yet, but it has the same architecture, so it is definitely feasible to do. And we can work with you if you are interested in seeing this functionality, but work with Remedyforce. And so then the other question is any implication with using Service Desk Service Cloud plugin to SFDC and this integration? So actually, I'm not sure I understand that question. Perhaps if you want to elaborate it a little bit, or send an email, and we'll be happy to answer that. But you did see the demo using Service Cloud. So, okay, then the other question, it's a good question actually, about scenarios where engineering will clone a particular issue within JIRA and update only the clone JIRA issue. So, yeah, that is something that will happen where you create a ticket or you create a JIRA issue within engineering, and that gets linked to additional issues that project teams will work on towards resolution. In that context, because it could be linked to one or many issues, or it could have subtasks, what we do is to provide you with those links so that when you're looking at the issue, not only within Salesforce, you will see not only related JIRA cases, but you will also see any other JIRA issues that it's associated with, and some information about those issues. So the linkage is tracked within Salesforce and it's reflected there, but the issue itself and its attributes will stay, however they are represented within JIRA. So I think it seems like that's about all the questions that we had. So we will conclude this webinar. And thank you again, everyone, for joining. And if you have questions, please feel free to send them to sales@zagile.com, and we'll be happy to answer or set up a call to discuss zAgileConnect for you in your environment. Thank you again, and have a good day and good evening.